Like people like you and me who had a childhood and were babies and shit, grew up and decided to test LSD or to fucking kidnap young girls or tap people's phones. Like these are real people who violate their conscience.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, and like they're in power.
Lizard.
It's the Illuminati, the lizard Illuminati.
The whole lizard conspiracy is so dumb.
You're listening to The Northerners Show, a Canadian podcast to guide, enlighten, and entertain young and maybe older viewers alike. My name is Jesse Doyle, and I am an aspiring filmmaker. And during the show, me and my guests will be sharing ideas, events, advice, and explorative opinions with each other, so that you, the viewer, along with myself, can sit back, relax, and learn from our mistakes and experiences. This is The Northerners Show. All right, welcome to the 5th episode of The Northern Show. This is Adrian and Anthony again. These You guys actually make it so fucking annoying to organize this sometimes.
We're your favorite guests for the podcast, though.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, because
You have to admit it.
you're not fucking boring.
Oh,
Ooh.
indirected.
To guess who? No.
Oh.
No.
Justin. Andrew.
I don't want to get involved with this.
Okay, jokes
It's because we
aside.
heard Nabby. Right, Abby?
Yeah. Okay. So we wanted to talk about some conspiracy stuff.
Again.
Or around that.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's fun and you guys actually do your research sometimes.
The first conspiracy is about our sponsors, actually. The video before, we were sponsored by Tim Hortons. Now we're sponsored by Perrier.
No, we're not. We're not sponsored by Perrier.
Cheers.
Next episode will be sponsored by Chunky Beef Stew.
Okay, wait, first, I forgot to ask, how are you guys today?
Huh?
I know how you guys are today. You're in a
It's
bitchy mood. But
Thanksgiving Monday, I don't know. Is that a thing?
Yeah, that is literally today.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, we were talking briefly about the government tapping your phones and all that shit, right? Which seems like crazy talk, but it's actually not because it's fucking true.
yeah, dude. It's whack. I can't
Okay,
even.
would you like to start on it? Something you know?
Yeah, sure. I know about that guy who worked with the American CIA, and then he worked with the British.
Edward Snowden?
Yeah, no, Edward. What's his name?
Edward Snowden?
Okay, yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah, that's
I just said it, dude.
right, Edward Snowden. Yeah, Snowden.
Snowden, yeah.
Snowden. Okay.
Snowden.
Yes, he was working with the British intelligence, and then see, this is the thing. It's either he worked with the Americans or the British, but he exposed one or the other.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I think he was working with the Americans, but exposed the British. That's the only part about this that I'm not too sure about.
Okay, whatever. Let's just pretend that
So I
that
think
part
he
doesn't
worked for the
matter.
American CIA, but he exposed the British.
What kind of things did he
Whatever.
expose?
He exposed the British. He says that they.
I swear it was the Americans.
He was an American,
But he exposed part of the
British.
Americans, did they not?
I don't know.
Okay, anyways,
That's the thing.
what did you
Whatever,
find?
yeah. He was saying that they're actually able to tap in your phone even when it's off and get information, like listen through the speakers and get information on what you're talking about. Like, that's wild. And
fuck you, bitches.
honestly, that's kind of useful. Like, I can see how they can use that for their advantage.
Yeah,
you know?
no,
For lots of things.
Like, I had Dan earlier. It's a boring episode, kind of. But it was like he was talking about like a Saudi, what's it called, activist who like the Saudi government sent a text and hacked his phone and shit, and then got all his contacts and then started arresting people back at home and shit. Wow, I said that in like 10 seconds. It took him like oh, I love you, Dan. But like, it's so fucked. Like, the other governments are doing that, but the American government, like North America, or maybe British too, but like I'm pretty sure American has it like more advanced. They like tap into that shit like hardcore. Like I was what's it called? I was researching like WikiLeaks, and they leaked something called Vault 7, which is just a bunch of CIA shit, right?
Vault 7.
Yeah, Vault 7. That's what they called it.
Huh.
And so, a couple interesting things were, first, that they can hack into like smart TVs and shit and use their voice activation as a microphone to like keep tabs on people and shit. I'm about to
Who
sneeze.
leaked this? Sorry.
WikiLeaks, like Julian Assange and that shit. And there's a mode. I think the program is called Weeping Angel, and there's a mode that the TV will be put in where it's like hibernating, and like the screen looks off, but it's like not, the TV's not actually off.
Yeah.
The TV's not actually off.
Huh.
Yeah, and so they can like monitor, and you think your TV's off the whole time, right? So I get how that's useful with like Russians and shit. You know, they want to keep an eye on, you know, crazy people. But like, I feel like if the government got really fucked up, like if they wanted to start persecuting like certain kinds of people just because they don't agree with your ideology or however you think the government should be structured, they'll probably start using shit like that. Like in 1984, bro. You ever read that book or like heard of it and shit? What? Okay, do you know what it's about?
No.
Do you actually not know what it's about?
1984 is what it's called?
Yeah, it's called 1984. George Orwell. It's like, I don't know when he wrote it actually. I'm guessing 1950s or like much earlier maybe. Some shit like that. And he predicted what the world would be like. Right?
Yeah.
Me a good old rub.
Oh my gosh. He predicted what the world would be like. And that's where the term Big Brother came from.
Okay.
Yeah, so
like that TV show, I guess. It kind of has like everyone's watching you.
Yeah, exactly. You're under surveillance constantly and all that shit.
I never knew that actually.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, now the show makes sense. Yeah, so it was just this idea that there's technology like the TV, there's propaganda, and they keep tabs on you. They don't even let you, like in the book, they didn't let people write or anything, like no creative ideas and shit. That spawns like thinking, and if you don't think, then you can't do anything about anything, which a lot of people
That's wild, dude. I can't believe they actually do that. The government.
But like
in the book, yeah, but now it's like he predicted a lot of accurate
I'm just saying
shit.
In general, like, I can't believe the government actually can spy on, like, just the whole idea of being able to access people's phones. Like, that's like, for me, that just blows my mind.
But like everybody has a phone, and like people open them up like every day, and they've never like found actual proof that the government's like tapping into
What
phones.
do you mean, dude? They leaked all that shit.
Where?
On Wikileaks, they proved it.
A guy, like I was saying, Edward, he's a fugitive in Russia. He can't come back to the States. If he does, they'll arrest him.
Yeah. Because
he literally leaked intelligence.
But I'm saying like everyday people who know their stuff with phones, they open a phone.
Yeah, okay.
Wouldn't they be able to see like a tracking thing or like
Yeah.
But
You really think they're that dumb?
That's not how that shit works. Oh, I got the CIA app. It's forced on you.
Dude, but there's people who know their shit about these phones. They gotta like.
Yeah, well,
that is true. That's true.
Sometimes they know. No, you can tell if you have if you're like someone who knows their shit can tell if they're being tracked. But like, it's just like the towers, right? They don't. Sometimes it's not always your phone, but they could just hack the cell towers. Not that they always do that, but like, and then we were talking about before the advertisement, like Facebook and shit. Like shit you Google, stuff you look at, everything. Because what you do on your computer is basically all your interests, right?
Wait, 1 second though. Back to the topic of whole tracking. Like, what do you think? Do you think that's like really? Do you think that's bad, or do you think that's good? Like, where do you lean more to that? I think it's good, honestly.
Yeah, it's gotta be
I lean to it being good, if anything. To being a
actually not even, because like actually we couldn't say that because like it might have stopped like attacks, like terrorism attacks that we don't even know of.
It could, yeah.
That's
the good part of it. It's just like it's just way too much power to put in someone's hands.
But the thing is, like, yeah, they're gonna listen in to phone calls and our calls. If you're not doing anything wrong, you don't have nothing to worry about,
Yeah, it's just like I don't know if I trust completely. Like if if your country doesn't stay in a well put like side of politics,
yeah, just
you know
stay
what I
on
mean?
your side. I understand.
It's just like if they're not exactly like we're lucky we live in a really good country that's like democratic, and there's been things that are kind of fucking it up with like hard left shit and then stuff like that, like Bill C-16, which is like fucking stupid. I'm pretty sure I described it to you like before, right? Okay, for anyone who doesn't know, it's kind of like forcing people to use other people's pronouns. And not that like is so bad, although I think it's kind of dumb. It's just like it goes into like stupid. You're crossing a line once you do that. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you should run a country on the assumption that maybe you're wrong and you should just let people like do their own stuff, not like fucked up stuff, like no like fucking right to satanic rituals and offerings and shit like that.
No, like I know what you're saying. Like give them a space and to be given respect and shown respect, but at the same time, you don't want to be forced to do something.
Exactly.
Not necessarily you're against it, just because it's just simple. You're being forced to do something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why. Which, that's
it's
true.
unfair for the people who don't actually do things like against it. You know, like the normal people who just like live with it. It's like now you'd be forced to say. It's like, whoa, like, I never had a problem with. It's like wasn't a problem before, now it is.
And they're like they would put it under.
That's true. Yeah, it could be made a problem now because you're being forced to. You know,
the people who actually like are against that and like actually would say that.
Ghost story,
Yeah, right.
Fine.
I think they were trying to put it under it being a hate crime or something. So, which is stupid. I think like everyone should have a right to like, I wouldn't say hate people, but like you can't really infringe on someone's, like you can't force respect on people. You have to earn it. So when you're forcing people to respect people's pronouns and shit, it's like, yeah, I think you should be nice and, you know, use it if you feel like you should be using it. But like, I'm not going to force someone who's being unreasonable. Like someone who just doesn't like someone who just doesn't like you, right? If there were laws that force them to like you, first of all, it's not going to work. Second, it's like you don't... Exactly. Mother bitch.
You gotta delete a bunch of stuff now.
It's already on YouTube.
That was funny. Yo, it's like we're talking shit about Dan and stuff. I don't know why.
Is it recording right now?
What? Yeah.
Is it recording? Make sure, double check.
Yeah, no, it is.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Let's get off the topic though. The B6.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
C16.
Enough about. I just think it's dumb to force and. Okay, the link to that. My concern would just be like, if they have surveillance over us, and then the government was actually like, we allowed it to get to that point, and we put people in power that actually thought that way, that it's okay to force that on people. What would stop them from using like that information about you to, you know, put crimes on you and, you know what I mean? Like charge you or like fuck you up. You can't get jobs anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But why would they do that?
It's not that far off, man. If we let it happen, it would totally get there. Dude, the world was in like complete war. Like how long ago? Like 70 years ago, man. But that's like fucked up, man. People get into like fucked up things. People let Hitler and Stalin come to power. Oh, we're just completely fucked in the head. And it's not like their fault. What the fuck? Like, it's not like, say, you don't just blame Hitler, right? It's not like that one guy controlled everything.
Kinda did, dude. He was a dictator.
Yeah, but like people led him there. You know, it was like it was a feedback
he wasn't
loop.
just given an army or given this or given that.
Yeah, but people like as he like in his speeches, he says stuff, right? And people respond to certain things and other people don't. And so his brain naturally, when they respond to those things, the next speech is more like that and creates a positive feedback loop. Like they trained him. You know what I mean? It's not this shit doesn't like someone like that doesn't just happen, especially in like terms of coming to power.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, enough about
you're
that
right.
shit.
You're right. You are right about
Sounds like
that.
a case of the Mandela effect.
They do.
Everybody following
He
each
wants
other.
to talk about the Mandela
No,
effect
I
so
don't.
bad.
Such a bad.
No, I'm just saying that's what it's like.
Okay,
when people just like follow each other and they just following.
What were we
and it
talking
goes
about
down the line.
before I said let's go back to
Oh yeah, true.
Well, Edward
Where he
thing.
cut you off.
I don't know. I kind of want to talk about MK Ultra. We briefly referenced it in the Pizzagate one, but I actually want to talk about it
Get
now.
into it.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. And since then, I've watched something personally, and
I just know a bit more. Yeah.
he knows more.
Because yeah, it was for
watched it too.
the Cold War. But like I didn't know. Well, I did before, but I just relearned that they use like drugs and stuff, right? Like LSD and stuff. Yeah. And they would secretly like give them microdoses and
Soldiers and civilians and
like just
prisoners and everyone,
just to test on them,
just to see.
Like those are the people that are in power and they don't have like a moral conscience that says don't fucking do that shit. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
You think that's all they've done?
How did they do it? Did they like capture them and like force us on them, or
No,
did they just like
anyone.
sneak
They
into
put
their
it in their
lives?
food, put it in their drinks, you know?
Yeah. How crazy is that, bro?
Yep.
Like, and that's the stuff
scary.
we know. If you're dumb and you think that
Oh, man.
there's not more, like,
If we knew everything, we would.
yeah.
You wouldn't be able to handle it. I'm sure there's so much
Yeah.
that's just wild, and you can't even.
And this should happen in America, you're saying?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
had shit happen in Canada too. That was fucked up, but mostly
Something like Russia.
American. Russia. I feel like Russia's done some fucked up shit too.
They're more advanced, honestly, with their government, technology-wise,
More
and
corrupt.
stuff.
Yeah. Russia's kind of.
I wouldn't say more corrupt. They're just like more involved in world acts, so they kind of need that stuff. When Canada is just Canada, you know. We're the North, right?
Yeah.
What do we need?
We're the Northerners, eh?
We're the Northerners. We the North.
Jeez.
Like what do we need to fight up here?
We have a
grizzly bears and polar bears, you know.
Prison bears?
I said grizzly bears.
Oh, I heard
Yesterday,
prison
my
bears.
igloo got attacked.
What?
Igloo.
Oh shit.
His igloo got attacked.
Man, I just feel like yeah, a lot of this shit is like, who gives a shit,
Yeah.
right? But like, at what point are we like, okay, this is actually like fucked up shit going on, and we're not just kids anymore, you know? Like, these are people like you and me who had a childhood and were babies and shit, grew up and decided to test LSD or to fucking kidnap young girls or tap people's phones. Like, these are real people who violate their conscience.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, and like, they're in power.
Lizard.
It's the Illuminati, the lizard Illuminati.
The whole lizard conspiracy is so dumb.
I don't know.
It's dumb.
I can't even take that serious.
It's like an
Shapeshifters.
It's so
yeah.
weird, man. It's like an alien demon conspiracy
Mhm.
that like,
It's like a fantasy. It has to do more with like celebrities and stuff.
yeah, like
There-
and
there's
that
a-
they
like, there's
clone
one-
them and stuff like that.
There was one a couple long time, like 5 years ago. I remember listening to it with Shar. We used to always watch this video. It was like Justin Bieber or something, and he was like, everyone was saying he's an alien shapeshifter because this picture he posted. And then if you look at it a certain light, you see like scales on his neck.
That.
And then there was like some voice stuff of him, and he sounded like an alien making like some hisses and
Remember the
stuff.
Hillary one? Her eyes like
Yeah,
she's like one eye she's looking around and the other one's just standing still or something. Like a chameleon.
Yo, I've heard like rumors
There's
that
so many.
she smells like straight sulfur.
Yeah, I heard
She
smells
she's like a
sulfur.
demon. Like that's what.
That's
like,
Alex Jones. He's like,
lizard.
she smells like sulfur.
You're gonna listen to that guy? That guy's
Frogs
nuts.
are gay.
That guy's nuts.
Chemtrail.
Chemtrails. That's kind of freaky though.
Yeah, that's
Chemtrails.
kind of weird.
We're just bouncing like crazy here, but chemtrails are freaky.
I feel like if Alex Jones ever hit something legitimate,
Mm-hmm.
no one will ever believe it because now he fucked himself up hard. Like he did more harm than good
That's
at
true.
this point.
That's true.
Like you can't say 9/11 was an inside job when you're saying the frogs are fucking faggots. Like
what
what?
does that even mean?
No, he was trying to get. I'm pretty sure that had to do something with the water. You're saying like the water's turning people gay. So that's why he's saying the frogs are gay. 'Cause the frogs
Do you want
are
to
in
know
the
what
water.
he actually like thinks about that? Like
Let's hear
I
it.
know a fair share about at least the mentality. So like there's this whole thing, they link it to this whole mentality that they're trying to put women above men now, right?
Mhm.
So there's that. And so they're trying to demasculate men, which testosterone has gone down a lot. So there is like, you know, things to that, demasculating them and like in movies and shit. And then also he says in our foods and the chemtrails are made like giving us hormones and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like GMOs.
Yeah.
They're trying to make us
Yeah.
Chemtrails.
less, yeah.
They also say chemtrails brainwash us too.
Yeah, make you more susceptible. Like, I think like the tap water. I think that was the thing
Like
too.
I've heard some really. Sorry to stop with your thing, but
Yeah.
I heard the chemtrails. They actually. It's like we inhale the fumes, and that's what is controlling our like matrix that we're in right now.
What like
Like we're in a matrix, and the reason why
not
we're
like
staying
not
in
like
the
a
matrix,
coded matrix, like a psychological matrix.
No,
you're
like a
saying?
real matrix. Like we're in this matrix. This isn't a real world. Everyone's like controlling us, but we're all being controlled because of the chemtrails. The chemtrails gives us the fumes to keep us our minds.
You're saying there's a
in
fat
the,
kid in a chair playing
pretty
video
much
games as
playing
us?
a video game, and we're in the game.
Yeah.
I've heard some conspiracies.
No, but like,
that.
do you think it's no? Are you saying like actual matrix or like a frame of mind matrix where we can't like think further than now? You know what I mean? Like we're trapped and we can't like get out of our stupid way of thinking. Or are you saying we're actually in like a matrix?
No, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying like what the video.
I know.
Like,
I'm saying what did the video? That's what I'm asking. What did the video say?
Yeah.
What did the video say? Like that you're hooked up like the Matrix?
Yeah, no, like we're in like an alternate reality. This isn't like a real world.
What do the chemtrails have to do with that?
Because that is what keeps us in it.
Yeah,
like,
but
those are the drugs that are keeping us in it. Not it's
in
like
a psychological one. Yeah,
it's a different type of. It's not like actually like the Matrix.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Like we're just in another world. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for answering.
Yes.
Okay, we were talking about something before we started talking about.
Yeah, we're way off topic from that.
And, yeah.
Let's go back to Alex Jones and the gay frogs.
The gay frogs.
I'm actually interested now about the gay.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of his audience were people. Okay, there's two kinds. I think there's the people who have a legitimate concern and like conspiracies and stuff, and then they found him and then they got into a fucking rabbit hole.
He's whack. Alex Jones is whack.
Yeah,
the things that comes out of his mouth is so
crazy.
Yeah, some of his
I think he's got the points. He's
so
just
dumb.
terrible at like giving them out.
Not even.
I mean, how are you going to deliver the frogs are gay?
The frogs are gay. Like I said, he's talking about the water, chemicals in the water. He's like, and he's saying the frogs are gay.
Yeah, no, but that whole fact, the chemicals in the water, that alone makes no sense.
Yeah.
How do you think that makes no sense?
Okay, one thing I do find weird, and maybe it does have, no, it definitely has psychological effects. I don't know if it's like mind control effects, but like GMOs and shit like that. Like the food we eat here is so fucked up. Like a lot of people have ailments and allergies. Like I can't have carbs or eat a lot of things, or otherwise it makes my anxiety high as shit. I get crazy depression for days. It's fucked up. Like it sets me off. Like yesterday I had Thanksgiving dinner, dude. I had like a fucking donut and I was like retarded. Even now I'm like pretty retarded. Like a lot more than usual. But like, no, seriously though, there is something to that. And then like my mom, right? She has like crazy allergies, right? And then she goes to Europe, eats like pure foods, like grass-fed lamb and shit. And she doesn't eat meat. She has like dairy from there and she's fucking fine. Here she has that stuff and she's like shitting out her ass for 5 hours.
Yeah.
That could have something to do with like the mass production of everything, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. They like, you have to buy seeds from like, not the government, but like you have to buy certain seeds that contain these GMO products to sell them. So they don't regrow when the year's over. Like they won't grow the next year like normal seeds would. And who knows what's in these seeds, like, because they're distributed by the government or whatever.
You're just screwing with natural processes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess for mass production.
But that's also, that's benefited us in many ways. Without that, we wouldn't even
We say it's benefited us. It keeps bugs away from the plant,
yeah,
pesticides, whatever.
Yeah, okay. So it has made it easier for us to live lavish. It's just it's like, a good thought would be, is it worth it considering the ailments that we don't even know it to full extent? We're just starting to realize it now. It's 2018. We're starting to realize it now, which is kind of crazy. Like, the fact that it links to your brain chemistry is fucked up.
Yeah.
Anxiety and depression are higher than ever. Like, ever. Yeah. Most people you know probably have it. Or at least they say, yeah. I don't know if that's complete food related.
I wouldn't blame the food, though, too much for that. I would blame lots of social media and stuff like that.
Yes, that too. I think the combination, there's way too many factors that are just fucking us over now. Social media is a huge one.
Yeah. But honestly, the food, I don't think that's...
How's that not come out yet?
No, I think the food 100% affects.
I think it's unhealthy for us in certain ways. Lots of the GMO in the foods, but I don't think it's causing too much... Like, I'm not a nutritionist. Like, I don't know
this is food, basically how it is, right? So anything your body doesn't recognize, it doesn't even have to be toxic. If it's a GMO and it's different, most people's bodies react and your immune system flares up, which causes a huge like imbalance, right? And most people react with like brain chemistry. Like your whole body's just thrown off, right? It's not necessarily like, oh, like lead poisoning, it does this or this or this. It's just you're flaring up like your immune system. So when you have anti-inflammatories, it helps with that shit. Like some people smoke weed and that's an anti-inflammatory. That sometimes helps with that. I wouldn't suggest it because, you know, it can do a lot of other fucked up things, but maybe stop eating so much cake if you're not feeling so good.
You know what else is bad? Like if you think about it, way more often now, you'll see like kids that just randomly get allergies and like, oh, there's so many side effects that are just appearing.
Allergies didn't exist way before.
It's gotta be something to do with this. I don't know.
It like an evolutionary thing. It could be that.
When I was camping this weekend,
I don't know. That's kind of a big claim.
I don't know. It could be we're just at a peak in the evolutionary process where we're at a point where now we're starting to become more allergic to things, and before we weren't. You know.
Well, I mean, we did start eating like tampered with foods, and that started happening at the same time as allergy. Millions of years. I don't know. Okay, hundreds of thousands of years. Allergy is not a thing. Now that we start fucking with our foods, now we have allergies. So I mean,
that is true.
Yeah.
I was camping, and Anne, she told me a story that she knows someone that when they eat fish here, like shellfish, like they're allergic to it. But when they went to like Italy, where they got like real fish, like good fish, they didn't have a problem with it. Who knows why, but they can eat it without having all these allergies and all this.
Maybe it's because they're eating fish from like Thailand and stuff. And
I don't know, man.
It's something your body just isn't used to.
It's just the fresh.
Trust me, it makes your immune system flare up, causes all sorts of problems. Maybe in the future we might adapt and we will, not our allergies will go away.
Yeah.
But we have that now because they're new and they're just fucking with us. Our body doesn't know what to do. It's actually trying to help you flame up. Like if something it doesn't know comes in, it's like, okay, I got you, boy. And it protects you, and it flames up and makes sure that shit doesn't go crazy.
That higher power.
Yeah, dude. Illuminati.
And talking about a higher power, I'm getting this huge scent of shit just coming from Abby right now. Honestly, and you know what it is? She went outside earlier and she rolled around in a bunch of shit, and we had to give her a bath, and she still stinks. Fuck! Horrible. Oh, see, thank you. She wants to get out of here. She knows. That's okay.
All right, so thanks for watching, guys. Please leave a like. A comment, and subscribe if you want some more. Thanks, guys, for coming on and talking about random shit. Yeah, true. The highlight videos. I'll put highlights about every video, each one. So if you're here from a highlight video, thank you for watching the whole thing. I love you, and so does Anthony's mom. Bye.
The fuck?